Hello, this is TJR, and if this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. If not, welcome back. If I was asked to express my feelings about the 2025 Superman movie directed by James Gunn and only given one sentence, the first thing that would come to my mind would be best Superman movie since the 1978 original starring Christopher Reeves. And if I was allowed to provide a second sentence, I would say better than we have any right to expect, given everything surrounding the expectations of this film and what this movie needed to accomplish. And Superman 2025 has a lot that it needs to accomplish within its 2-hour and 9-minute runtime. It needs to not only set a new tone, but also set new expectations on what to expect moving forward from a film franchise based on the DC Comics universe. And it also has to do this in the wake of a mostly failed previous film franchise based on the same exact intellectual property as this one. It's also a crowded film with tons of characters, some of whom are being reintroduced, but a lot of whom are unfamiliar to the majority of the movie-going audience. An audience that this film needs to appeal to. It drops us into the middle of an already lived-in universe where the first metahumans appeared on Earth thousands of years ago, and superpowered beings are a part of everyday life. It asks ethical questions like, should a superhuman interfere with the conflicts of countries just because they can? It addresses modern-day topics like toxic internet culture and entertainment media and mob mentality. It moves at a lightning pace, introducing plot element after plot element, character beat after character beat. It has pocket universes. It has an early still-forming version of the Justice League. It features human cloning, Superman robots, mutated supervillains, and giant kaiju monsters. The film never lets up. It would be so easy for it to miss not only its heart, but also its plot. Yet it never does. No small feat. Prior to this movie's release, I posted a short video explaining why I had 100% faith in the James Gunn version of Superman. One of my viewers commented that while he wanted to be optimistic, he still harbored doubts that perhaps the filmmaker might be trying to do too much in one film, which is perfectly understandable. I've seen more than my share of films within this genre that went disastrously down that exact path. James Gunn, however, manages to avoid this path by incorporating a key element of comic book writing that has been used for decades: expository dialogue. Expository dialogue is a style of writing that works well in comics and is a style of writing that has both its masters as well as its hacks. But it is mostly frowned upon by most movie critics and filmmakers and is seen as something to avoid whenever possible in favor of the show don't tell method of screenwriting. There are filmic exceptions to this that break this rule, the original Star Trek series being a very good example of using expository dialogue to advance the plot. But James Gunn knows comics, he loves comics, and he's read plenty of them. Enough to know the difference between a good example of expository dialogue over a bad example. And in Superman 2025, James Gunn uses both expository dialogue and the show don't tell method very skillfully. In a closed-door session with US officials, Lex Luthor is discussing why Superman is a threat to America. One of those US officials challenges him by pointing out how Superman's interference in a foreign conflict has hurt Luthor's own bottom line as an arms dealer. This bit of obvious expository dialogue given by one of the film's more minor characters gives us insight into Luthor's motivations, although we will find out that there are more later. In another scene, James Gunn will give us an example of show don't tell by giving us some visual cues that indicate to us that this version of Jimmy Olsen is a ladies' magnet. These scenes don't seem important to the film's plot at first, but they will pay off later in a big way in understanding why one particular major character does what she does near the film's ending. Superman 2025 has a lot going on, and because it does, it also demands that you pay attention. And if you pay attention, it will through its dialogue and visual cues, give even the most casual moviegoer everything it needs to know. And it does it all while keeping the movie fun and entertaining, taking its more serious elements serious enough, but never taking itself overall too seriously. In spite of everything it needs to do, it never feels forced or like it's preoccupied with setting up future installments of its own franchise. In fact, a brief cameo by Supergirl at the film's end is the only moment that is an obvious coming soon moment. Of course, Supergirl was already announced as an upcoming chapter in the Gods and Monsters saga, but even this scene plays well and flows well with the rest of the film. I want to address some online commentators who have been critical to the fact that while this movie does open up conversations about a number of serious topics, it never ever fully explores them in any kind of deeper way. And that would be fair if this was a one and done standalone film. But this is going to be part of a multi-chapter franchise whose first phase is titled Gods and Monsters. And at the end of Superman 2025, after Lex Luthor has been exposed and arrested for crimes that are beyond the pale, we return back to a few of those White House officials who met with Lex Luthor earlier. And we listen to them as they express concern about the emergence of a world where superheroes are going to be calling the shots, suggesting that questions and topics that this film touches on will be explored deeper in upcoming installments. In my mind, Superman 2025 nails it. It nails the character. It accomplishes everything it needs to do for a film of this type, aka the first film in a new movie franchise, without feeling like it's doing it. It's fun, imaginative, exciting, and filled with heart and humanity. I said I had 100% faith in James Gunn's ability to deliver the goods with this film, and that faith was not disappointed. Moving forward, I think the DCU is in good hands. Now it's up to the audience to decide. So what do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious to know what you have to say. In a few moments, you'll get some links to some previous videos that I've created that I think you might enjoy. One of these includes a video I posted last week about one of my favorite Superman stories ever. You might want to check that one out. As always, if you like these videos, be sure to hit like, hit subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon so you never miss a video. A big thank you to my patron supporters. Patron supporters do receive exclusive content not available on this channel. Everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all stay safe and healthy. I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.